On a day where there is just a boatload of news, a huge story's come down from the world of Major League Baseball, and it is that the lifetime bans and the ineligibility for the Hall of Fame for Shoeless Joe Jackson and Pete Rose has been lifted by Commissioner Rob Manfred. Now, anybody who's watched Sports Rap knows I have very strong opinions on this. First of all, Rob Manfred is the worst commissioner in the history of Major League Baseball. We've already gone on record saying that. Secondly, I always thought it was a slap in the face. The idea of Pete Rose, who the only thing he wanted before he died was the opportunity to be inducted, to be enshrined in Cooperstown. The only thing he wanted was to go into Cooperstown in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and you give that to him after he dies. To me, it's the ultimate slap in the face. At the same time, I'm conflicted because to me, you can't have a Hall of Fame. You can't tell the story of baseball without having Pete Rose and guys like Shoeless Joe Jackson in the Hall of Fame. So this is a tough day for me as somebody who is a historian of the game of baseball, as somebody who has studied the game of baseball, who used to sit in his high school library literally looking up every last statistic and reading every story imaginable about the game of baseball. This is a day where I'm terribly conflicted. And I would imagine there are a lot of people that are of varying opinions. If you're somebody that supported A. Bartlett Giamatti and his decision to ban Pete Rose for life for breaking the cardinal sin of baseball about betting on baseball, you're probably somebody that is really upset about the idea that Pete Rose will now be eligible for the Hall of Fame. But there is another aspect to this, and that is the idea that voters will now have a say as to whether or not to vote in Pete Rose to the Hall of Fame, and whether or not he will be voted into the Hall of Fame or not, whether or not voters will harbor that animosity for all those years he went up to Cooperstown and stole the spotlight from those that were getting in by sitting there and signing baseballs and trying to steal the spotlight. That remains to be seen. There are a lot of guys that still think he shouldn't be allowed into the hallowed halls of Cooperstown. This is a story that isn't going away. We will continue to cover it on Sports Wrap. We'll have more on it on Wednesday's show. Let me know what you think. Does Pete Rose belong in the Hall of Fame? It's an easy question, not such an easy answer. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you on Wednesday's edition of Sports Wrap. More news when it breaks. We'll see you later.